All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Going into a lesson, man, and we always pray before our lessons to hopefully be edifying those who's watching, you know, um, and things that might be heavy on our mind and so forth. You know, foremost, going to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Always giving those names utmost praise. Yahweh, He is the being, He exists. His son Yahweh Shai, He that delivers, He that saves, and we always say in the name of the Holy Spirit, Rakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, my salutation to the brothers, teach word for the hopeful elect. Soon to be the elect, most high will, He said He's showing the time for the elect's sake, and to the contrite spirits returning back to the most high, um, man, woman, and children blessings, you know. I call this for what it's worth, meaning that the weight on Yahweh Shai, the suffering, the the mockery and all that, going through levels of changes or whatever, especially according to this government. So let me get that first scripture. It says Ephesians 4:1. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. We look at the word vocation. A strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. This is our occupation, so to speak, our career. It says in the scriptures that be occupied in prophecy. That's an occupation. This is Yahweh Shai said, shall I not be about my father's business, even when his parents inquired where he was. Life's work, calling, purpose, profitable service, job, employment, uh, line of work, walk of life, your day job. This is an all-around job. Your mission. It's another word for it. The mission. I was going to wait till tomorrow because I've been a little bit under the weather and I didn't want to get coffee, but I was like, man, Spirit got on me to do it anyway. So hopefully it's edifying. As far as American Standard, has been known to kind of what people view as valuable has been turned upside down. I mean, I'm talking about comparative to what true value is. Even the money factor, the fiat currency here, it's not in gold and silver. The human lives in this place don't matter, especially to the elites, um, especially when it comes to our people, so-called Black, Latino, Native American. We say so-called because, that's a label. But we're really the children of Israel, and you know that by the Spirit, not by information of many books that men have written. And it's, reading the Bible, because that's where it kind of says, he that read it, blessed is he that read it. So, but men, you have teachers that are teaching who you are, where we come from, our heritage. We got a rich heritage, a royal heritage, but we're in slavery. form of slavery, which is captivity. Jake don't like to use the word term slavery. It seems back then you used to have the whips and chains and all that, but it's a form of that today in a very hidden kind of way. Uh, but still, present. You can still feel it, like when you go to work. It's like that matrix prison for your mind. You know, you go to work, you've worked there many years, and you still might get called a nigger. You still might get cut short, get fired. Because of someone said something about you, not even it being true. So, we always mention that because those are the part of the curses. We're slowly moving out of the curses, even though we, we have, we see a lot of it, you know, surely not like before during slavery. So that's the Most High's mercy, you know. So yeah, this is a lifetime work. It's a lifetime mission. What is the goal? To really be pleasing to the Most High in the sight of His Son and the angels. Because contrary to popular belief, whatever men on earth try to believe, um, whether they say, yeah, that doesn't, angels don't exist, God doesn't exist, and it says that they would say that, you know, where is thy God? Let me get that scripture. Where is thy God, King James Version? So this is nothing new. Um, these are the same people. We're fighting the same battles. It even says in the scriptures, no temptation has taken a man that is not common to men, dealing with the same common temptations that were in the Bible that Yahweh Shai even experienced when he was on earth. Uh, Where's thy God, King James Version? Says it two times, and as far as what is shown right here, two scriptures. Psalms 42 and verse 1 says, my tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually saying to me, where is thy God? Where's thy power? And the physical realm here, is very likely they would say that because, concerning the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we don't have power like on a physical level that they do. We don't have military might. We don't have money might. We don't have a banking family. You know, we don't have image printed on our on the money. You know, we don't have a banking. Did I already say that? We don't have a banking family. I think I said that. A treasury department. Um, we have our nation intact. We don't. I'm talking about as the average Jake out there is no order. You know, Jake lived house to house. How many Jakes have lived house to house or apartment to apartment? You know, there's no stability financially, which is one of the keys to buying stuff and and owning stuff in this world. You know, so that's a big thing that you have to have money. So that's kind of what Jake functions off of when he wants to show himself stable, especially these women, especially our women. Um, Psalms 115 is in verse 5, it says, wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their power, and these heathens, you have, a lot of them come to America, A lot of them remain in their own country, and they see prosperity. At the same time, they could go through things similar to suffering. That's not our concern. But they still have a nation intact. They still have basically a home to go to. I mean, they get tired of America. They say, "I'm going back to China." And how many Negroes have you heard say, "I'm going back to Africa," even though they big Africa up, even though they think they're Africans or whatever, or they still use that term for themselves. How many uh, how many Negroes are racing to get to Africa as a promise, as some sort of promised land? They enjoy it here in America. They stay here in America. You know, even in poverty, even in some of these worst neighborhoods. But Africa's supposed to be so beautiful in the homeland. They should be trying to get to Africa, man. But we already know to deal with that. We're not Africans. And there's even poverty over there in West Africa, you know, among our people that's crying out, that still experience conflict, controversy, some kind of racism of some sort with these Africans. Because the Africans know who we are. They know we're not them. Um, yeah, wherefore should the heathen say, "Where is now their God?" But our God is in the heavens, you know. Then it says in the scripture, "He that is in heaven, in the heavens, shall laugh." The Most High is going to mock these nations, and in one way He's going to mock these nations is using us as a representation of His good work by putting us the head of all these nations, making us kings and priests. Most High will, we always say, you know. It said He had done whatsoever He had pleased. So He's the one that put Esau in his place that he's in today. He's the one that gave him the power, so to speak, or allowed him to have the power that he has for a time, until his time is up. He's exercising, of course, to his greatest strength. And that's why that's why these curses. You still feel these curses, man, because they Most High put pride in this man's heart that he'll never go down. And it talks about that in Obadiah, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Oh, that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, caves of the earth, paraphrase. So when you value yourself according to this world, that's not the real value. You know, Tech, high technology and military might is the value of this America. It has nothing to do with human life. It has nothing to do with uh, real resources. I mean, if these people really thought America was evil, they'd be out there every day of their life until things change. I'm talking about even the Edomites that claim that they're animal lovers, and they pro-life, you know. And then if the bill gets passed to where the what do you call it, like abortion, it's been passed where a woman can abort her child, then the protests will stop. They'll just give up and like, yeah, we tried, and the fight stops there. Because they really don't, you know, people really, when they say they value things, they don't value as much as as the work they have to put in, you know, to show how much value how much how valuable that is to them. You know. Um, so they mock. Like where's your power? Value is it could be used as another word for power. You know, if you have power, you're going to be in this world. You're going to be greatly admired, greatly valued. You know, if you're a superstar, they're going to clear the roads for you. They're going to break down, you know, things and build your stage so you can perform and all that. You know, they're going to make people pay at the at the for the parking. You know, they're going to raise the gas prices because they know people are going to be coming in. So this my point with that is this America is driven off money, man. You know, big dollar bills, and like the apostle was saying, the least they're not driven off of money so much. They're driven off of power. Money can bring power. It's a form of power. You can do a lot of things with money, but I mean, if somebody say, "Well, yeah, money can't buy, can't buy my children back. Money can't, the hell with your money." Or I know one time, I mean, on that movie, I think it was Scarface. I think it was either Heat or Scar. I think it was Scarface though. Um, what's his name? Yeah, Al Pacino. Is Al Pacino? Yeah, yeah. The other one was Robert De Niro. It was Al Pacino, and he brought dirty money home from drug selling and all that. And his mother, and he put a wad out of money, paid all the bills and for the trouble, and she didn't want it because it's dirty money. You know, this is blood money, man. That America's passing around. I mean, you know, there was free labor before with the slaves, but now it's become this currency. But it's still blood money, man. And it says in the scriptures, "Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood. Woe to that bloody city." So America's is one big, pretty much grave site, man. A big grave, you know. And it's the same currency that people put their lives on the line, put their lives on the line for, man. Yeah, you know. So gold is worth more than their own lives because they wouldn't risk it to get it if it wasn't. So this place is America got our people thinking backwards, man. You know, you'll go to have a man rob 7-Eleven, rob a convenience store. No, you can't get no damn big money out of that. You can't get no banking type of money out of that. You know, but he think it's just like you going through the back door. You know, gunpoint, get the money right quick and bail out. At least you might get like $700, $800. That's nothing, man. But then he gets shot because the owners are packing too. The owners got guns too. So he didn't count his life worth nothing, man. You know, and it's basically him that's been raised in this fucking America, man. Because America tells you you're a bum if you don't have enough money to do enough with. And you could be a hardworking man, getting your just do it. I mean, getting paid. You know, don't bother anybody. Stay kind of to yourself. Have your little car or something like that, and they'll still be like, bagging on you and shit like you poor and shit. Like, what the fuck? You know? So the value of this place has changed, man. Going back even when you used to be able to say to a woman, look, I got a job. Oh shit, you a working man. We could talk. Now you gotta have a job, a damn, you know, car too. You gotta have a house. They don't want to stay in no apartment. You can't take them to cheese factory. You gotta take them to a big, restaurant on the hill or whatever. You know, you gotta pay all their bills and shit. Um, so the value of this place has been basically tarnished, man. You know, if you go to work and you can't work or you hurt and you say, let me, can I, stay out for a couple of weeks to get healed up, they're gonna replace your ass, man. You know, they put you on temporary service where you don't really get hired. You just so temporary. So you still getting paid the same thing after working there for 5 or 10 years. You still getting paid minimum wage because you ain't got hired on at the job while everybody else in the office is making like already $18, $19 an hour. And that still ain't shit. Um, Bags with holes, King James Version. Haggai 1:6, it says, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes, man. You know, and that's what it is. You go to work, get your check, and it's like it's gone. And then you start trying to calculate stuff. Then you realize like um that same bag of what would you say? Just a bag of chips. They used to be $2. Now it's like $5. That shirt that used to be $10 is now, $20. And not even the clothes because hey, this is becoming like you know how back in the 90s you used to have a variety of different clothes and all that. Well, you go to these stores, it's the same clothes. Everybody got it's kind of like prison and shit. Everybody got the same shit on, man. You know, and a lot of these places, you want to be special and be like, yeah, I'm the first one. I'm going to be the first one to rock this. Yeah, it's just like those challenges that came out. Everybody got one. You know, what makes you so special? And then everybody was the Hellcats. Everybody was jacking those and Hondas and all that. So you were like, yeah, it'd be best to give me a damn granny van and shit. So I won't be no, Target and shit, man. Like that one comedian, he was in a rich neighborhood. Well, I think he lived there. I mean, that was his residence, but they didn't think so because he was black. And it was like, basically he had in his mind, damn, I got to downgrade just to not get stopped by the cops because a nigga ain't supposed to be driving a Benz or whatever, a brand new Benz, 2024, 2023, you know, any of the 20s, because they know the value of that. And they say, how does nigga afford this, man? Something's going on. And you got to have receipts. You got to have tell them that you're a star. If you're famous enough, they might recognize you. They might still give you a ticket, whatever. Like we don't care who you are. Like who was that one that recently? I think he's a football player. I forget his name. You know, but They was roughing him up. So it don't matter who you are. It don't matter how great you are, or how admired you are in America. They don't give a damn. They got to make money too, and somewhat abide by these rules to show America this is what we do. You know, a lot of those police officers and a lot of those people that are in those kind of positions, they take pride in America, man. So especially if you're out of town or out of the country, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're gonna get a taste of America today. The value of America, one of the value of America is their pride, man. You know, we got the best this, we got the best weapons, we got the best military. Which, hey, I don't blame them. It's like a fucking boxer. You don't go in not thinking you're the best fighter, you know. But the unrighteous dealings and the ill dealings, especially toward the children of Israel, is the problem, you know. But we're not surprised by that because Most High said that these are our enemies, you know. And what did he say? What did it say that they care not? They disregard the young and the old. King James version, meaning like they see you as cattle, or they see you as you know to be used for their purpose, not your own personal. You know, when you work at a company, you're contributing to that company, not your own personal business. Now, if you want to come, um, move up in the ranks, you think you're gonna be talking to the owner and the business, what do you call it, you know, the CEO and all that? No, they're gonna keep you under here. Just like some Diddy shit. They say he's the CEO of Bad Boys. Bad Boys ain't shit. It's just a label. It's just a name. With a few artists, and if the artists don't do well, guess what? They get replaced. They're getting the rug pulled under them because you're not making money for the big company. You know, that's just a small corporation that belongs to a bigger corporation. They can arrest one man and the whole shit go down. You try to arrest somebody at one of these banking families, just the bank is still at Walmart. You know what? Walmart is still going to be functioning, still going to be up and running. It says, let me go to the previous verse. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, man. You know, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, man. Yeah, who came against us, man? Britain colonies, man. You know, what did they establish here? How in America and became the United States of America? What is America's emblem or bird, the eagle? A nation's tongue thou shalt not understand. We don't speak our original tongue here. We speak English and Spanish. Conquered by the Spaniards, the English, you know, Dutch, the French, which is the part of the, not Dutch, but French, Spain. That's a part of the seven heads of the beast. You know, this is a whole big power system extended beyond America with NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the EU. They got a military and they got an economic power system. Those are two of the main things that you have to become a superpower. We don't have none of that. We don't have no money. We don't have no military might. A nation of fierce countenance, man. And they show that here, right here on the grounds of America, even today, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young, man. Because when Solomon was king, he said he would not use his people for bondmen and bondwomen. He'll have them as servants. And Solomon had gold, so he was paying them in gold. Do we get paid in gold? Are we servants or are we bondmen and bondwomen? Because Jake got a problem with serving. Women got a problem with serving. You're gonna serve somebody, you know. Let me look up that word serve. Let me look it up in the blue letter. Serve in the blue letter. It's not a bad word, man. But Jacob joined the military and go and serve in the military. It says strong also mean to do service, to obey or submit. Duty or master. To be a slave, involuntary or voluntary. Yeah, which they called the so-called Native Americans when they came over here. They called them involuntary. They called it involuntary servitude. Um, and then it says in the law that when you have a Hebrew servant, you should let him go on the seventh year. And he'll have enough to feed his family and another. You know, we don't have money to pass down. Everything's chaotic. Even in the black community, they don't have like I said, they don't have a treasury department for the black community. And then you know what's going to happen? And nobody's going to, Jake can't get along anyway, so Jake gonna end up robbing each other. So that's not gonna work. And then Jake gonna be like, well, what makes you think that you could hold the money and whatever? Let us hold the money. One group against the other, you know. No, we figure like we best to hold it because we have more order with what we do. Well, no, we don't agree with that shit. You know? Same thing with setting up housing and shit. I think we should turn this street into, I got family and I want to help them out first, and then I can help some others, and the other party's gonna be like, nah, man, we need to come up with a better solution than this. See, it's too much already going on right there. So, um, but somebody, you know, has to be the leader and other follows. You know, they had a problem with Yahweh Shai. They said, who is this? Who this man that think he's over Moses and all that? They didn't understand the spirit and the value of the spirit. So them disregarding us as from the young and the old, using us for anything, man. Putting us to death or putting us in the field or putting us in laborers' factories and all that. Making us build their organs, you know, their high rises, skyscrapers, and houses. It said, "You shall build a house and not dwell in, plant a vineyard and not eat the grapes thereof." build a house and not dwell in, King James Version.
According to Bible.com, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and
it says, Deuteronomy 28:30, it says, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her, which is the case right now. And it's more rampant than ever. It's more common than ever, man. They got TikTok videos of niggas talking shit about how he slept with this one female, and vice versa. Female saying, yeah, I did sleep with this dude, and yeah, and put it on live to put shame on her husband with no shame for herself, you know? Because she don't value herself as a woman. If she did, she wouldn't do that. You know, and like we said, a lot of these women call themselves bitches and hoes and whores, sluts, whatever, you know. It said, thou shalt build a house and thou shalt not dwell therein, man. Thou shalt plant a vineyard. Let me go. And shall not gather the grapes thereof. Synonymous with bag with a hose in it, you know. Especially with Issachar, I mean, you know, they use him for a lot of labor work, roofing and, you know, construction and putting up lights, the light poles, tall buildings, you know. And some of them are, they consider still illegal aliens and they don't get no benefits. They might pay them and, you know, and Issachar, a lot of times, probably more often than not, have at least 2 or 3 jobs and shit. So what did that tell you too? He doesn't have time to spend with his family. And his wife is lonely, so she works for the rats or whatever, or, you know, boss at this big company, and she ends up sleeping with him. The scriptures that says, Psalms 127:1, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Yeah, it's a spiritual house, you know, spiritual house of David, because the Lord's building his house. It's not man. They building, businesses and revenue and financial stability and shit. And what is that gonna do when they turn off these lights? Because you can have a lot of money, but you know, even in your apartment, you can have a bag full of money in your apartment, but when they turn off the lights, how you gonna use anything in that place? They got the power. That's called power, you know, like your power bill. Electric bill is kind of is same thing as your power bill. The water's not running, the lights don't work, gas is off, heat doesn't work, it could be cold. And you'd be like, shit, well, I gotta use this money to get that cut back on. But if it's a blackout or whatever, and, you know, it's, you know, everything's out and down, that money ain't worth shit to get cut nothing, to cut nothing on, man. You know? Or the bank go bankrupt, you know, you be like, shit, your money's in there, you lost your money. The money, the Most High said money answers everything. That means that the money's supposed to be used. So you're not supposed to hold on to money, you know? This is the money's supposed to be currently used because you know, it pays for what you need as resources and necessities, man. Food, shelter, water, food and water, shelter, clothing, you know, transportation. But Jake trying to get fancy with this shit and go out of his league and buy, he can barely pay rent, but he want a new car to catch these hoes and shit, man. Like he got his priorities wrong with the value of things. Even with these women, they're not valuable no more. They got their titties and ass hanging out, you know. It's like, like they celebrate Christmas, and it's like the surprise is that you got to you wonder what it is. But if you see your presents just already unwrapped, you're going to be mad as hell. Like, who unwrapped my gift and shit? That's what these women are. They like unwrapped gifts. Like, what's the point? What's the point of their holidays if there's no excitement and surprise? I'm not bigging up the holidays. I'm just saying, we don't celebrate that shit, but you know, it's how they look at things. It says, except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. But yeah, this city is not kept by the Lord. So no matter how, on their part, no matter how much they watch and shit and watch out for shit and try to keep up with shit, they're not going to be able to, you know. And they can't hire a psychic to tell them the time that the Most High is going to destroy them. You know, time is a value too. That's why it says measure the time diligently. Let me get that. Measure the time diligently, King James Version. They say time is money. No, time is value. Second Esdras 91. He answered me and them and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I've told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Most High will visit the highest world, begin to visit the world which he had made. So everything is measurements, man. Everything is, calculation, and not to the point where you just watching it, you watch second by second. No, the prophecies are quoted just like an appointed time for things. When they say in the Habakkuk, it said the vision, shall speak. Well, I'm right here. It says Habakkuk 2 and 2 and 1. I will stand up on my watch and set me upon the tower. Spiritual watch, ear inclined to knowledge and wisdom, understanding of prophets and to what's going on in the world with world events. Keep updated with the latest things according to, um, how this place is being ruled, the technology and all that. It says, and will watch to see what he will say unto me. Yeah, because Most High speak through his prophets, and he speaks some things that's going on in the world. And that his prophets are able to decipher, because Most High gave them visions and dreams and darks and parables through this coded, you know, word of the script of the Bible, encrypted. So we wait and we listen. We tune in. It says, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run and readeth it. And that's a key thing, reading it. But a vision is yet for an appointed time. Everything, and it tells you that in Ecclesiastes, everything that to every purpose under heaven, there's a time and there's a season. paraphrasing. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. I might even pull it. So there's a time to be, like I said, time to be born, time to die, time to plant, time to pluck up, time to for peace, time for war. You know, so everything is timed out, like according to its seasons and things that's supposed, even a prophecy, mainly a prophecy. Esau has his end. Jacob has his time where he's getting rule forever. To where he's established as kings and priests. You know, um, so it's just like waiting on an inheritance, like waiting on your like it's kind of like the same thing, but on the physical side with them when they work at a job. Let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. Well, sometimes it's gonna be times where you like, damn man, I wish I get paid tomorrow. But you're gonna wait because you know it's coming. You trust in that check hitting that day when it's supposed to come in. And you know, for the as far as working at these companies, what if they say, well, then the checks are messed up, we're gonna have to wait another week. You're gonna and nah, you're gonna be mad, but you're gonna wait that other week because you need that money. Well, on the spiritual side, we need salvation. We're gonna wait on that salvation, that check of salvation, man. We're gonna wait on that train. Even though it might seem long and people might mock you, I thought you said you was gonna have a brand new car. Yeah, I didn't get paid. Yeah, whatever. They're gonna mock you, you know. Well, I just won a great amount and a lot of them. They said they're gonna pay me next month. Yeah, whatever. But when they see you have it, they're gonna be like, oh shit, you did be telling me that. They're gonna be all up in your face trying to share your money and all that. So, we don't care about these markers and stuff like that. Because we know what this world is becoming. We know what it has become since the days that, we grew up. It's definitely gotten worse. And it's definitely something going on with everything simultaneously, pretty much. There's definitely wickedness shown in the industry, all out, just plain now. Used to be hidden, people used to guess about it. Yeah, I don't know about that. But now it's like, oh shit, they really sacrificing people in the industry. They really blood sacrificing. They really worshiping devils, Illuminati, and all that. It's real. Uh, and the Most High made this world, so he could visit anytime he could do whatever he wants to it. He want to destroy it off the face of the earth. He can do whatever because he's the Most High. It says the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So there's a time, man. Therefore, when verse 3, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And it tells you that he spoke through his prophets since the beginning of the world. You know, so the prophets are very valuable, and what they say should be valued. But according to a wicked world, is not. Of course, of course, not. Even when it even says about, let me give about the rich. They say, "Sit thou there, rich man." King James version. Um, Say to the rich man, sit thou there, King James Version. Let me see. James 2. Let's see, which one? James chapter 2, King James Version. It says, My brethren have not the faith of our Lord Yahweh Shai, they even call him Christ Jesus, World Church. That is Yahweh Shai. The Lord of glory will respect of persons. It says, have not the faith of our Lord Yahweh Shai, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons. That meaning somebody with a title or somebody that got more money, or just because they speak well that they, you you think the Most High is dealing with them, or just because they live in a pretty much a what do you call it, a violent, free neighborhood, that they're blessed. Like Most High must have blessed them. That Mary God factor thing, that bougie church shit. Oh, the pastor, he got new suits every weekend, man. He stay on top of his game. I want to be like that. He got the whole congregation in the palm of his hands. He got a pretty ass wife. He got, um, beautiful daughters. He got, his sons are handsome, and he got a wholesome family. It looks like, he drives a a brand new car, and every one of his children have some type of car. They're going off to college and all that, you know. Uh, where if there be coming to you into your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in foul raiment, and who's known to wear like gold rings and gold chains? Our people, man. You got some of these pastors dressing like pimps, man, like Don Juan, Magic Juan and shit, you know. It says, for if there come into your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also poor man in foul raiment, and even example of those celebrities, when they go to some of these churches, they roll out like a Hollywood red carpet for them, man. Oh, what's the name is coming? I remember one time, I think it was Michelle from Destiny's Child. That was a big day for the church. Everybody was there that day. And her preacher announced it too. We're going to have a special guest coming this week, and it's going to be Michelle. You ain't going to believe it, but it's going to be Michelle from Destiny's Child. She's going to be here. Everybody show up. And they want her to perform and shit. They wouldn't mind if she performed one of them Can You Keep Up songs or something. Or, because they're infatuated with their lifestyle. That Robert Leach quote, lifestyles of the rich and famous. It says, and there come in also a poor man in foul raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place. And yet they want, the rich man, the well-dressed man, the man of many suit apparels, the man with a pocket full of money. Hey, you be a child, or a young man, whatever, like 9 to 10, 11 years old, and you got a balling cousin, or your sister's boyfriend or something, and every time you see him, he pull out a wad of money, and he pull out like $1,000, and he give you like a 20 out of that. You gonna be like, oh shit, you're gonna be like, man, I want to be like him, man. You know, he got a nice car and all that. Women wanna, well, his sisters are head over heels for him. Women love him. Mother love him. It's just like that Eddie Murphy Coming to America. The dude with the girl, Soul Glow dude. You know, James Amos. You know, he passed. You know, uh, he's in the heavens. He's good now. But he was giving all this man the you know, the favoritism to marry his daughter because he had a, you know, he made good money and all that. But when he found out Eddie Murphy was a prince, and he said, okay, he's rich. I mean, he said something like that. He said the boy got his own money, and when I tell you the boy got his own money, the boy got his own money, and he pulled out you know, the currency and showed Eddie Murphy's face on the currency, and the woman was like, you know, now come on, man. That was a Jake woman. She wouldn't have. Come on, man. She was acting all bougie like she didn't like it and shit. Jake, Jake woman be all up on that. Like, damn. She would have been jumping up and down and shit. Happy as hell. Because at the end of the movie, Eddie Murphy said, I gotta get some more water. He said, if I would have been you would have given all this up. Um, Tell me if I was a gold herder or something like that, if you still love me. And then he said, so you would want me to give this all up? Talking about him being a prince. She said, nah, yeah, every woman wants that. That's the leading power source for a woman is money. You know? Head over heels for it. You don't care what the dude look like. If he got money, he's good. She'll marry a midget. Anyway, and ye have respect to him that wear the great clothing and say unto him, sit thou there in a good place, and say to the poor man, stand out there, oh, sit here under my footstool. See? Are you not then partial yourselves and are become judges of evil thoughts, man? Hearken, verse 5, my beloved brethren, have not Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith. That's how we're rich. One of the ways we're rich in faith. We're going to have the riches too of our desire. We're going to have, you know, golden streets and crystal lights and diamond walls, bridges, whatever, marble, ivory, um, everything. But we rich in faith right now, you know. You can't see faith, you have to have it. It's a gift. And heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him, man. Let's see what faith is. That you have despised the poor, do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats. Not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which ye are called. Yeah, they blaspheme the worthy name. There's that name again. So that goes into our royalty, the names of Yahweh Yahushai that they blaspheme. And I want to get that the actual definition of faith is in the Bible. Faith is the substance, King James Version. And faith is a gift. It's only given to those who the Most High love. Not everybody has faith. Like that's one of the key things to being a real Christian is faith. And these people don't have it. Because if they did, they wouldn't be chasing the money and value themselves according to American economic standards, man. It says Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So you don't see faith. You don't see our riches yet. You know, they able to mock in the meanwhile. Oh, they mocked Noah. You know, they mocked they mocked Job, and the Most High rewarded him. I think it was sevenfold, which is of completion. You know, I think it says a just man is worthy for his reward. Let me get that. A just man is worthy for his reward. King James. First Timothy chapter 5, verse 18, King James Version. Yeah. For the scripture said, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward. And this is the labor of love right here. And you're not supposed to muzzle the ox that treadeth the working, the cultivation of this house being built, the cultivation of this treasure being built. It says in the scriptures, build up your treasures in heaven. This is a representation of it, doing the work. If you do the work as a common man, because it says man should live by the sweat of his brow. And a lot of niggas ain't even doing that. I mean, they don't work hard. They don't, they still live with their parents or their girlfriend, their bums, and you know, like sometimes the women have legitimate complaints, man. Like a man don't take out the trash, don't do, won't hang a picture on the wall or paint the porch or something, whatever is needed, and the little stuff that's needed around the house, he won't even do. You know, and a lot of times the men are not taught that. I mean, like I say, you can go to these schools and they don't teach you shit. They don't teach you the real economics, and they don't teach you the real science of things. They don't teach you the real social studies of things. So you don't really learn anything in the schools, like we've said before. And the labor is worthy of his reward. Yeah, because what did it say? It says the harvest is plenty, but the labor is a few. Harvest is plenty, King James Version. Talking about the labor of this work. The harvest of this work is truly plenteous. Matthew 9 to like 37 says the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Got a feeling I was gonna start coughing. What up? Sluggy. Bear with me. Yeah, because what it say in another scripture, it says, labor not to be rich. You know, it says 38, pray that you therefore the Lord of the harvest, and he will send forth laborers into his harvest. It says, labor not to be rich. Labor not to be rich, King James Version. Proverbs 23 and 4. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Jacob tried to find a way, you know, to build his own, to establish his own righteousness with things that, and ideas and concepts that come from his own personal beliefs outside of his Bible. Man. It says labor not to be rich, man. You know? It said riches make themselves wings. Riches make themselves wings, King James Version. Proverbs 23 and 5. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? Yeah, because currency don't mean nothing, man. It only pays for things that you need for your necessities and your immediate needs. You know, part Jake's priority should be I gotta get what I need before I have what I want, so to speak. You know, like if you need a new pair of shoes, you know, you don't well not shoes. But yeah, just to have something on your feet to go to work or to, you know, you don't go buy a pair of Jordans for $300 knowing you need to eat for the rest of the week and shit. You know, buy your shoe, go pick up some shoes for like, you know, $20, decent shoes for $20. You know, get you some food in the house and you know, worry about that shit later, man. Whatever you can afford, but, you know, prioritize. But riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven, man. Yeah, like it never existed. So the value, what we value is faith, what we value is hope, what we value is in this book. You know, we value the names of Yahweh Yahushai. We value the Holy Spirit. We value learning of this word, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It says knowledge and wisdom should be distributed at our time. It didn't say, it didn't say money. You know, money is a defense. It says money answers all things, but it's not. It doesn't keep your mind stable. You know, you can have a man that's unstable in his mind. Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and he'll blow that money, man, and be broke like within the next 6 months. He didn't make the right choices. He didn't prioritize his necessities, man, and to put this first before I do that, and to a lot of this stuff Jake be buying, he don't even need. Like I had to catch myself sometimes. Like, why am I buying this shit? I don't need it. You know. So what America has done is, you know, set value according to this place, and that they didn't have to do much. They just keep themselves away from the poor, and then Jay be like looking at, okay, well, shit, what are they doing to have those houses that we don't have? Oh shit. What are they doing? They becoming lawyers and doctors and entrepreneurs and self business owners, whatever. They becoming, you know, CEOs and producers and engineers and stuff. You know? And nothing wrong with that if you have, but when Jake get into, especially in producing music, engineering, and CEO type of stuff, because that's what Jake kind of shoots for, and because he's already inclined with music, he grew up on it, so he's like, well, shit, I could do that. But guess who you gonna end up meeting? Shit, those devils that control the music industry, the lower elites, you know, so to speak, middleman, uh, small hat, their children, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna end up at fucking well, he's in jail now. We're at Diddy's house. But guess what? Well, that music shit is shot anyway. And Most High is tearing that down. But if it was to go on, it would be somebody else other than Diddy that's doing the same shit, keeping that evil access going, that access of evil, that will of evil going. You know, they're just making him an example, but there's plenty of them, there that they use to play that same role. Call them the gatekeepers, the what have you. Uh, and for the work of ministry, it's not talking about everybody, because everybody's not valuable to the, on this side. Now, valuable than many sparrows, King James Version, talking about the elect. It says, Matthew 10:31, fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. You know? So at the end of the day, even when a child grows up, really so young that they don't really have responsibilities, they just need to do what their parents tell them to, you know, or, the discipline comes. You know, they all they worry about is eating in the shelter, food, water, and a place to lay their heads. They don't have to worry about driving. They don't have to worry about filling out applications to get a job or paying the rent. They don't have to do shit, you know. And that's kind of like us on the spiritual side. Like all we have to do is what the Most High tell us, and we don't have to go out there and you know get involved with the world to build houses and programs and all these kind of things that people do in the world and shit. You know, we're under the wings of our Father. Yeah, He's paying the bills. He's you know, and He got like them fathers both like when they to their children like, hey, you gotta listen to me. Well, I gotta listen to you because I pay the bills. I pay the phone bill. I pay the television you watching. That cell phone you. I bought that. Because children can't work at that. I mean, you're that young, you can't work. Now you might start, cutting somebody's grass and old neighbor's grass or something, or a neighbor next door's grass. You'd be like, Dad, I got my own money, but you can't afford no house or no car. That's little money. That's like going to the store and buying you something that um, the convenience store money. So then you still gotta respect your parents for paying and for you a place to stay. Like if you was like 12 years old and you know kind of talk back to your parents and you like shit, I should just leave, and yeah, and let's say you do have that job mowing lawns and all that, which is seasonal. You're not gonna be you can't afford a hotel. You know how much that costs, man. I mean, if you could, you're gonna be out of there soon because it's like 50, I mean 60, 70, 80 to $100 a night, you know? So that's easy, like 600 a week, 800 a week, man, you know? When you at your parents' house, you don't have to pay shit. All you have to do is take out the trash, probably, clean up your room, you know, probably every week wash your pop's car or something like that. And that could be fun, you know? One day he might, hey, shit, he might give you the car. You never know. I'm just saying, But you might have people talking about you on your way up. Like, you still ain't got you become like you 19, you still ain't got a car? Yeah, I'm about there, I'm saving up money and stuff and doing the smart way, you know what I'm saying? And when, you have a little girlfriend or something, and she looking at all these other dudes having a car and shit, she wanna be driven around the city and shit. She ain't thinking about, she wanna be escorted. Women don't think about paying, you know? They think about a man paying for everything and shit. Well, you supposed to be my down ass woman, so I know you got connections. Shit, talk to your parents and whatever. But you don't want to get nothing for free in this world, man. Because probably they say it all the time. Nothing's free, and that's true. I mean, even even if you have somebody to help you out and move you into a crib, pretty soon they might say, "Damn, I'm helping this motherfucker too much. Like, what are you doing for me and shit?" It can easily turn to that. know, I would pay everything to your best of your ability, your own way. You know. Um, so yeah, the value of this place has been, and I might go into this a little bit tomorrow. That's why it was on my mind because I wanted to save it for tomorrow, but and I might mention this again. But I wrote a little few notes about business, and I asked Google what's the biggest corporation? I think that they saying worldwide. It's Apple, the world's largest corporation, $3.54 billion corporation. And you know who it's owned by? Not really one particular person. Now you might have Walmart is the biggest, so far as I've read, is the biggest corporation in America owned by Walton family. Guess that's why they call it Walmart. Walt for short, and it's a Mart. Family, founded 1962. Sam Walton owns more than 50% of Walmart. So you know what that means? And you know why you can't sue places like Apple and Walmart? Because one particular family or one particular person doesn't own it. It's owned by shareholders. Apple is owned by its shareholders, Vanguard, BlackRock, and Berkshire dominate Apple's ownership. And then when you go back and then you go down to Google, you know who that's owned by? Alphabet Incorporation. Alphabet Incorporation, you know who that's owned by? Back to those same people, Vanguard and BlackRock and Berkshire and them. So what does that mean? They all in cahoots, shareholders, and they dominate this um, corporate world and this corporate market, you know. So even if you did sue, they still be in business, you know. And guess what? If you sue them for $1 million, that ain't gonna hurt the company because they'll just between all of them and shit, they'll just put in their share and it won't affect them, you know. Let's say they got 15 million each just to say, and they put, you know, all they have to do is put 100,000 down. That ain't shit to them. And then they're gonna make that money back. Guess what? Verizon, that's owned by Vanguard. Guess what? YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by Alphabet Incorporation. Oh, Alphabet Incorporation owned by Vanguard, BlackRock, same people. Johnson and Johnson is owned by these motherfuckers. That's why when the people sued Johnson, they ain't went down. They still making products. Now my point is, if you sue a Negro's company, his whole company gonna go on because he owns that. He's not bought into um, a circle of shareholders as millionaires and whatever. Um, you know, as a working conglomerate circle, you know, to where they cover any expenses, you know, whether it's due to suing or whatever. Um, Same thing with Microsoft, Bill Gates, and then now you got he partners often, as far as I think I've read it, with Elon Musk and shit. And they work together, man. That's what we're telling you. This is a whole body, a corporation of people that work together. Who's working with Jake? Who is, you know, he only get a business loan and that's it. But if he gets sued, his whole business taken under. Then you got Saudi Aramco, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Petro China, you know, all these places right here in America, even TikTok owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, a Chinese company, not one person. So, and these are the same people that got their hand in the cookie jar that are our enemies in Psalms 83. So they banking on money. They banking on money, man. I think Timu is even owned by them. Who owns Timu?
According to Wikipedia, T-Mobile is the brand of telecommunications by.
Yeah, and Bell is the parent to AT&T and T-Mobile and all the motherfucking companies. I think even Sprint. So that's a family. It's a parenting family. Jake don't have that parenting family business um, circle. That's the problem. So he doesn't generate wealth to even be of value in this country in this country of entrepreneurs, businessmen, um, you know, the black suit men and all that. Who owns Timu?
According to Wikipedia.
I'm probably saying it. Yeah, they pronounce it. They don't pronounce it like that. I don't think. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Parent organization. What do they do to our family? Broken up. So there's no. You can't even do business. There's no business ethics in the home. There's no parent business in the home. You know how a father owns a business and he passes it down to his son. He owns a welding shop and he passes it down to his son. It ain't that. You know, they had this one. I think I told the story before. It was a brief case of a father. He was what they call him. He ran a crematory place, and he passed it down to his son before he died. And guess what? His son, instead of cremating the bodies, his son was dumping them in the back of in the lake. So there was just caskets of dead bodies floating in the lake in the back. And I think he said he couldn't do it because he wasn't, used to, you know, having to do that to people. It was some kind of thing he was spooked out about, I think. But the business went under because of that. And a lot of these people, if they do take over the business of a parent, they have no proper business training. Timu's parent company is PDE Holdings, a multinational commerce group headquartered in Dublin, Ireland. PDD Holdings owns Temu and its sister company, Pinduoduo. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Pinduoduo. You see, these are family constructed business organizations and companies that Jake don't have. So, and I mentioned Bloomberg, Global Market Intelligence. So when Jake is not sitting at the table with these people, man. And if he is, they looking at them like, damn, we ain't gonna tell this nigga like, you're not really going in this circle. Because Jake could try to buy some shares and do trade, go into the stock market, and it doesn't work for him, man. You wonder why. Well, those are curses, you know. That really you can't ball with big ballers unless you're part of the big balling parent family. And of course, the Bacon family, that's according to bloodline. Rich men, King James Version. And like I was just watching Apostle, they said that one thing that man, he said, I've done everything that is required of me to do, keeping the law and everything. What I have not done to enter the kingdom of heaven, he couldn't give us his possessions, man. His riches. And it says rich. And it says, 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is the root to all evil. Love of money. And that's what people got a problem. That's what Jay got a hang up on. They love money, man. Bone Thugs and Harmony had a song called For the Love of Money." That's a blunt title like that, you know. And they showed them jacking people for it, risking their lives, to get that bag. And like the Apostle Elders have said recently, and I believe it's so too, that a lot of these camps have taken a bag. It's not probably even a big bag. It's probably even some get by bag, and a fixed income bag and shit. You know, this bag, money bag shit, even this currency is nothing, and it's nothing, especially compared to salvation. You know, and this word is more precious than gold. Most High said He will make a man more precious than gold. Make a man more precious than gold. King James version. You know how back then they used to say gold. Then now it's like everything that glitters ain't gold. Everything, you know. Even with our women, even with women, period. You thought, you you be excited. You tell your mom, oh, shit, or you even your pops, but it usually be the mother because pops, you know, we usually didn't grow up with our pops. But if it was your pops, you tell them, say, oh man, fine girl, she's pretty as hell, and you couldn't wait for them to see her, and you couldn't wait to figure more out about her because she's shy and she's covered up, and you could tell that, even you could tell she got a body because you could just, and you be like, man, that's mine. No, you don't feel like that no more, man, because the goods is hanging all out. You know, she's all in other dudes flirting and shit, talking about they just friends and shit, like that Biz Markie song. You say he's just a friend. Come on, don't give me that. No, check it. Uh, you know, nothing's sacred no more, man. Nothing's special no more, man. Nothing's a gift. Like I said, a gift. It's like a gift unwrapped, man. Like I don't even want it, man. No women are virgins no more. You know, Jake rather have a lot of Jakes. These niggas rather have sluts than virgins, man. You know, I get this place. Like we go through it all the time. But the air ain't the same no more. The water's not the same no more. You drinking water out of plastic, man. And then it could be a water shortage. Could be a famine. Easily be a famine in this place. You know, the food is not even healthy anymore. You know, no matter how good you eat, you're still sick. You know? Then they got airborne disease. Talking about airborne disease. Then they got weather control manipulation. You try to get a good house and on the hill and it's quiet and all that. Nobody, no drive-bys, gangster, but you get a big ass tornado coming through because they didn't, send it your way. Major earthquakes. You got your fish is contaminated. Some of the best foods are being recalled. Greens and spinach, eat the vegetables and all that. Certain berries and oats. Oats supposed to be healthy for you or whatever. They making fake ass vegetables, man. In China, they're making fake ass vegetables. Like, damn, what the fuck are these people? These people are wicked as hell, man. Like, at least you could take care of humanity and use. It should be used. Animals are strong as hell. I mean, I'm not saying that's right, but damn, you would think they would do that before they did humans. You know? They planning to chip humans, control humans, starve humans out to weaken them, to make them dependent on government now. Dependent upon cell phones and a number and shit, you know, digital currency, digital operations, computers, games, virtual reality. Like that's madness, man. And then the people of today, these children of today, couldn't imagine what the parents were doing. How'd y'all survive? Like it was the caveman days back then. Like said I'm from the caves. I'm like I'm a caveman. And just, how'd y'all survive back then? Fuck, we just worked and shit. And we want to get somewhere. They have buses. They had cars and bikes and shit just like they have now. But it's just that's another trickery. Like that, they make you think that the Earth is. I mean, they've become more advanced. It says Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Not just gold, fine gold. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You know? Therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth shall be moved out of place, the wrath of the Lord of hosts. The Lord of armies, and in the day of his fierce anger. But that goes in something else. But that, well, not really, because when the Most High make us more precious than fine gold, that's spiritual power, that's immortality. That means we're going to, verse 14, it shall be as a chase road, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. We're going to be chasing these demons down, man. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. Yeah, I mean, the title is The Burden of Babylon. You know? And they already see what's coming, man. So that's already kind of in the works. They already see the meltdown in America. They already, and more about the prophets regarding prophecy. They know about, they see the chariots. They witness the lights. You know, they know these subject matters cannot be hidden anymore. They got to be talked about, you know. And, misery loves company. Nobody wants to be alone, you know. So they be like, man, we got to let the people know what we seeing, you know, ready for an alien invasion, you know, talking about the second coming of Son of God. What is he going to look like? This is what the prophets are, these men on the street, angry men on the street are saying. Yeah, because if it's true, which it is, it's going to be worse for them, man. It's going to be worse for them. You know? America's a very, it's like the harlot. She's a very materialistic harlot, a materialistic woman. Money, her idea is a dollar sign. Her eyes are made out of dollar signs, man. That's all she sees. How to get up on the next man to get another bag added to her bag. You know, Jake, his worth and credibility is really nothing. That's why he strives. That's why he gotta show his cash live on stream and all that. He probably went over up in his mother's purse and shit and grabbed like $1,000 and spread it out as $20 bills and acting like that. Like that's how he balls and shit. Like, you know, it's like, come on, man. If you rich, you don't need to be, you don't have to floss anything, man. You know, some of these regular dress Edomites, they got book of money. You would think they were just average Edomites, man. You know, they wear them golf clothes, they wear them flat, them, what you call it, the Bill Cosby sweaters and shit. You know, yeah, if it was a regular man wearing the Bill Cosby shirts and shit before Bill Cosby got famous, they would probably be talking about his ass. But now they say, damn, that Bill Cosby could have easily made those sweaters famous. I mean, famous and more expensive because he's he's a star. He's an actor. He's a you know. So they like, man, just like that jacket with Michael Jackson, that Thriller jacket and shit. You know. And even off his popularity and fame, they made a doll after him. They had the coat and the glove and loafers and shit. And they made T-shirts and you know um, what else? Um, it's all kind of stuff. Impersonations. People making money off of impersonating Michael Jackson to this day on the streets. If he could imitate him good, they'll put money in the hat. He probably won't, you know, probably decent enough to eat, you know, or somebody might pick him up and put him on one of in their performance or some a video production team or something, use him something. But nothing, it wouldn't be worth nothing until that man makes it value according to his status. And that's how it's always worked in this place. You gotta basically gotta be somebody for somebody to respect you, you know. Like the Mike Jones song said, he said, back then, uh, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all own me, you know. And he said that what he explained to him is like the women didn't respect him, and now that his money stick out more than his belly do, you know, they all over him and shit, you know. But before that, he was nobody, you know. Even Michael Jackson, as good as he's saying, if they didn't use him as uh, from a whole production point of view, or gave him that machine, you know, he wouldn't have been as famous as he would in the neighborhoods. And that's what Esau does too. He's like, well, we can make you more money than what you're making, or you just singing on the corner and a few dollars in the hat. Well, we can make you an album. We got the machine to make you an album. I told you about that industrial age stuff. They got actual machinery that makes this stuff. They don't have to muscle it out. They can just like, look, we got machines that they distribute and make copies and you know. Remember back then when they used to have CDs, they make copy the CDs and print like thousands and thousands of them. And they got the printing, printing machines that print, your logo and you know, yeah, yeah. What do they call that? Is um, when you have the CD cover and you open it up, unfolds, and you have your fans and the autograph and whatever, tell a little bit about yourself. People don't give a fuck no more because it ain't no real like the apostles, elders say there ain't real no talent out there no more. So if you going out your way and you trying to see this motherfucker perform and he just sitting on stage smoking a blunt while he letting a CD play or something or whatever, his song play, you gonna be like, damn, I'm not a fan anymore, man. You lost a fan because I spent all my money. Take the bus, take the plane just to see you perform and you ain't doing your best and shit. So the value of that artist goes down, man. Somebody said that you know nobody until you're somebody. Um, and that goes with what the scripture said. They say to the rich man, sit down there in a good place. To the poor man, sit down there and as my footstool. And Esau did that in slavery. He had some that had slaves he let sleep in the house, and some that he kept in the field or whatever, you know, and made sure it's a separation. Like, you do good, boy, you get to sleep in the basement. That's better than sleeping outside. Plus, those dogs be out there, know, all kind of stuff be out there. You want to, like I said, a prison that can become a safe haven. You got the vampires and goons and shit coming for you. We the prisoners of the Lord, man. Y'all might say, like, think we got boring lives, but that's better than going out there joining the ratchet crowd to get shot by a pissy alley and shit. And nobody knows your name and you just a statistic and shit. What else can I get? I'll start the show and close out in a minute. So yeah, we're fighting against the whole world, like, like what do we mean to Americans? What do we mean to rich people? Nothing, you know? And then if you like, oh, they say sit not at all with a rich man. Sit not at the table with a rich man, King James Version. You know why? And they're gonna be thinking, you know what? They're gonna be thinking like, this man want to see you. You're gonna be thinking like, damn, this motherfucker might want to rob me or something, because you know I'm rich and shit. Or you could just be Jake. And you end up, you can go to the same grocery store for 20, 15, 20 years, and they still think you're gonna steal. Like, I've been spending my money up in this motherfucker. Y'all watch me like it's my first day. Like I'm bound to steal up in this place. And you know what? Sometimes Jake do. He'll go ahead and do it because y'all think I'm a criminal anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and be a criminal. I'm gonna give you what you want. And then they be like, "See, I told you. I told you he was gonna steal one day. He was gonna, rob this place one day." And I think it's this might be Ecclesiasticus 31:12, Apocryphal King James Version. Uh, Let me see what this says. So Rock 31:12, if thou sit at a bountiful table, be not greedy upon it, and say not, there is much meat on it. Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than an eye. Therefore it weepeth on every occasion. Stretch not thy hand whithersoever it looketh, and thrust it not with him to the dish. That's not the one I wanted, but that's a that's conduct too. That's character too. Like, oh shit, man, they got all in me. You reaching over the table and shit, and you know, greedy and like, man, y'all got any more and seconds and thirds and shit. You know, you got some jakes to get. Yeah, hey man, can I take a plate home after eating that like seconds already? He be like, we can't invite him no more. You gotta eat up all the turkey and shit. You know, because even somebody make a gesture like, yeah, you know, come on, we cooking, we got food, plenty of food here. That don't mean you get the plenty of food. You just take what's sufficient for you, you know, talk a little bit, hang out and get out of it. And you like, you don't say like, y'all, oh, y'all, I thought y'all said y'all, you know, even the all you eat buffet restaurant, they be looking at you like you crazy if you know, you're a fat man and you didn't have your uh, fourth plate, they'll look at you like, damn, this motherfucker eating up all the food and shit. But his thing is all you can eat. Uh, do you really supposed to do eat all you can eat, even if you could? Um, but it's another one. Actually, a rich man should not sit with a poor man. King James version. I forget how it's worded. I'll go move on. It doesn't get it close out anyway. So what are they doing? They're driving people. Yeah, but it was 2 and 6. Got rid of that. New Living Translation. You dishonor the poor, isn't it? The rich who oppress you and drag you in court. Yeah, I read that. So, hey, what's one way they can make people feel valuable again? That MOTB. Hey, you're somebody now. You're accredited through this little system, AI system, the new world order, where you could be, establish great credit, and great what do you call it? You could become valuable, where you yeah, opportunities through these technical companies because they're going to be operated by the MOT. You better products, food products, because now they're going to say, well, the MOTB, how people, put whatever you can't trust people, so they're going to be like, well, the machines can scan it and make sure that it's 100% this, and 100% that. They'll say, well, the machines know that, or just like that lie detector shit, you know. kind of like a more cheaper version of electronics, whatever, to detect something or see. But they use that as a form of truth. That yeah, lie detector said you did it, so we'll go with that. You know, the safest way you could live is, for you to have your privacy and your safety and void of computer hacking, void of being, you know, overlooked and considered as nothing in the society. Well, you are somebody now because, you have something that's personally yours and that you're able to use for your personal use to, you know, um, they're gonna set up some great standards, with this to make it look like this is the good choice. It's almost like the gated communities and shit. Everybody got a card to get into their home. They feel better than those people that don't have that. Where people could just kick down your poor wooden door and shit, come rob you. Now it's like, you know, if they don't have a card to get in, you know, and they got a complex now. New complex is built with better housing and better security systems and better um, material for your doors, your safety, whatever it is, and they could have that operated easily by the MOTB, easily by RFID, C-HEP. You know, it's just like that losing your keys thing. Now you don't have to. It's just you got that beat, you in. Why do you think they promote these or show these commercials or this news? Not commercial, but they do it through commercial too. But news about a woman, taking a grocery, getting out of a car and before she gets into a house, with a grocery, she's trying to struggle to get into the house because she hear dogs coming and then she doesn't have enough time, so they come and you know kill her basically or wound her enough where she'll die. But no, they want to say, well, you could just beep yourself in with your seat here, door open automatically for you, so you could have got in by the time them dogs got to you, or you can have all these dogs see him, so you know um, their owners know where they are, and if they had that one Black Mirror that if the dog goes too far out of the yard or something, it'll beep or something to let you know like your dog is loose or you know or or even they even got on these movies, which is not far fetched. They could detect danger and all that. I mean, the system could detect danger. It's just like when you get too close to a car, when somebody got their alarm on, they say stand away from the car, something like that. Or when you those scanners, when you get too close, or you wave your hand through it, it goes off. So that's easily that's easily. I mean, it's being done. It's not only possible; it's being done. Just like those when you're riding down the street with no insurance, the cameras take a picture of your car and they just send you a letter in the mail saying that you owe. And you didn't want to even stop by no cops, but they just scanned you. They scanned you, took a picture of you. You don't know who did it. It was just this, watch electronic device that caught you, scanned you. And they doing that all across the world. So yeah, before I ramble, they will talk people into this device being beneficial for your safety, your needs and necessities, your everyday lifestyle. And they had, if you don't believe me, go to those. They have videos like that. They express all that, how beneficial this is. You know, so and they wear people down to where people are just tired of this shit, tired of going back and forth, tired of getting groceries, tired of dealing, communicating with people, getting into arguments, road rage and all that. And they say, well, hey, you don't have to go through all that. Just, you know, hey, this CF could detect stuff. Detect, like I said, they had that in Black Mirror, one of the episodes. That the computer that her mother had helped her watch her daughter. It detected when her heart, if she was in danger. It detected that her grandpa was having a heart attack. You know, it detected the dogs barking. It detected all that shit. You know, and if you don't believe that, what about your phones? It does all this shit. You don't think it can do that? And they become wiser than Daniel. Your phones do everything. It's an alarm. It's a fucking clock. It's a phone. This is shit. It's a camera. It's a video provider. It's a network in itself. You know, this fucking thing. It does everything, man. That's why people can't live without it. So they don't do that with the CFP. Basically, you can't live without the shit. You know, except the elect, which are more valuable, more precious than gold. Like the Most High said, more precious than fine gold. You know, and we're gonna come once again the value of the earth. Anyway, you know, hopefully it's edifying, man. I don't see nobody on live, but if you were tuning in, Shalom, to the next, you know, and like I said, Most High will go out tomorrow. Be talking about some similar things, you know, about these mega corporations, this economic system that connected with the EU, European Union, which is the, you know, economic part of the beast, and, you know, even with the NATO military part, how it plays a part with this harlot and her business, harlotry, you know, and the value of this place going down, you know, and to where they're gonna have people value this device, the next step to the New World Order anyway. So I was edifying once again. All praise to you. How about Shemar Shai Bashim Kakadai? Barak Dayal, Barak Dayal Shai. The one is to the apostle, elders, bishops, great no storm, much I'll take to brother, chief, word for the flex, no side worship.